Okay, welcome to White Tiger Kenpo Purple Belt. This is lesson number 5. We're going to go over circling arms, rising elbow, and we're going to review short 2. So let's bow in and let's get started. Okay, let's start by both of us together. Let's do this, do short 2. So we'll start with our salutation. Then you're going to step forward, inward block, Chinese sword. Step forward left, inward block, Chinese sword. Cat stance out to 9, stop it. Cat stance out to 3, stop it. Cat stance back to 6, brush block heel palms. Sorry. Step out to 12, brush block heel palm. Draw to cat, downward block, stop it. Draw to cat, downward block, stop it. Inward, upward, half fist to the 230 position, inward, upward, half fist to the 1030 position, step forward, and close. So we have Chinese sword to 12 o'clock, stop hit to 9 o'clock, stop hit weak side to 3 o'clock, heel palm brush block to 6, pivot to face 12, heel palm brush block to 12, readjust your stance to our angles as we do a downward block, heel palm to the 430 position. We slide in and we slide out, do a downward block, heel palm, which is stop hit C to the 730 position. Then we're going to pivot to face 230, the total opposite direction, as we do an inward, upward, half fist. Then we pivot to face the other direction, which is 1030, inward, upward, half fist, and then you close and bow. Okay, so keep practicing that. Here in a few lessons, we'll start you on long 1, which will be made up of your self-defense techniques from this belt as well as your previous belts. So now let's get started with encircling arms A, B, C, and D. Encircling arms is for a tackle or someone trying to charge you. The first version we're going to do is a double strike followed by a wing chop. Now, as anything that we've always done, anytime someone's going to tackle you, we either go to a side horse, which is a very stable stance, or we try to get completely out of the way so that the tackle can go on through. In this case, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to step completely out of the way of the tackle so that we can get out of the position completely. So we're going to do this by, as the tackling's coming in, now on A, they're further back. And A, B, C, D, they get closer and closer to you for the follow-ups. Okay, so the A version, they're coming in. As they come in, we're going to get out of the way and chop their neck. So this hand wants to come up and down. So this is a left chop to the back of the neck as you do a left dancer step back to 3 o'clock as your right hand sets up high to do a follow-up chop. So your first move, left to 3, dancer, left chop. So this is your first step. Then you're going to pivot all the way around and face 6. Chop again with your right as your left hand goes into chamber or a check position. Then from here you follow through, wing chop before they fall. So encircling arms in total is left chop, right chop, wing chop. Okay? And that is encircling arms A. So basically you're going to start off facing 12. You're going to adjust with your left as you do a left chop. Right hand is cocked. As you come down and pivot, we're going to use our soft bow to go soft bowed horse for the chop through. And make sure you chop through this. And then come back immediately with a wing chop to the throat as we stay facing 6 o'clock. Okay, again on A. 1, 2, 3. Very simple. Okay, the B version. B version is your first what if. What if you've done your first chop, your second chop, but your timing is off and they're no longer in position to do the wing chop. They've kept on going. Okay, so they're further out of the way than this. So what we're going to do is what we call a defensive side kick. And you want to kick anywhere in the body that you can get. Preferably, most likely your targeting will be lower legs, thighs area. So you're going to go chop, chop. You realize that they're no longer there. They're somewhere around here. So we're going to do a defensive side kick to somewhere in the body. Depending on how they're facing, if they're coming in like this, you might get the ribs, but more likely you're going to get a thigh or something to that effect. So the A version on encircling arms, 1, 2, wing chop. The B version, you've done your first 2 moves. The component is not there now for the 3rd move, so you do a defensive side kick to somewhere in the body in the general direction of 730. Then we have the C version. This is another what if. In this scenario, you've done your 1, 2, but as you know, when some people are coming in to tackle or charge, their hands are out like this. They're not in tight. Now, usually they're going like a big old bear hug. So as they're doing that, you've got your first 2 chops in, but now that arm is wrapped around you. And in this case, it would be their left arm. Okay? So they've got the left arm wrapped around you. You've done your first 2 moves, 1, 2, boom. You get hit part of that with that left arm. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to go into locking arm. So we're going to combine encircling arms now with locking arm. So we do our first 2 moves, 1, 2. The arm is wrapped around us. We're going to do a wrap around as we step back, pivot, knee, hammer fist. So we go right into locking arm from there. So chop the back of the neck, chop the back of the neck. We can't get through because our arm's tied up. We're going to come around and lock that arm up, trap it right against our back and our body. As we pivot them around, they're going to come around, and we're going to come back in with the knee, hammer fist to the back. Now, when you do the wraparound, you want to be above their elbow. Because what's going to happen is that's what's going to apply the pressure. You're going to use those tricep tendons to lock up. So, let me do it, try to start off this way. So you've got 1, 2, and they're coming at you. So we want to wrap around like this and make sure this is just above that elbow. Then from here we're going to pop them, which will push them forward as we step back and just swing them around as hard as we can and immediately bounce out like we talked about with the hot plate. We're just going to hit, run, and hit them in the back along with the knee. Okay, so let me do the first 3 from this direction, starting. So you got 1, 2, wing chop. That's A. Then you got 1, 2, you miss, defensive side kick. That's B. Then you got 1, 2, your arm is pinned, the arm's wrapped around you. You wrap around the arm pinning it against your back, pulling them around, knee, hammer fist. That brings us to D. D has got a stutter step in it. What we have here now is we started to do the first move, and we didn't even get it in. The guy came in way too fast for us. We didn't time this properly, so we got as far as here. Now we're wrapped up. So we're going to adjust our stance. So your first move is basically to about 6 o'clock. Left foot to 6, and just stop. Then you're going to start again by stepping back, left foot to 3, wrap the arm up, and continue on with that move. So it's just like C, except we're going to have 1 extra step in it. So again, C, 1, 2, wrap, then pull. Now D, we're going to add 1 more step. We're going to step to 6, we get pinned, then we adjust our stance. So now we're back into the C position, wrap around, pull them, knee to the body. Okay? So from this angle here, if we start from here, you're going to stop here, readjust, wrap around, pull them in, knee, hammer fist. So let's go through these one more time. Encircling arms A, chop the back of the neck, chop the back of the neck, wing chop the throat. Then we have B, 1, 2, no longer a target for the throat, so we do a defensive side kick to the body. C, 1, 2, our arm is now wrapped, so we wrap around and pin their arms, pivot back to 230, knee, hammer fist. Then we have D, start the first chop, we stop at 6, readjust our stance so that we're now facing the 6 o'clock position like we do on C, wrap the arm around, pin, knee, hammer fist. Okay? And that's encircling arms A through D. Now, rising elbow. Rising elbow is really simple. This is going to be a very simple technique because you already know half of it. Remember I talked about circling elbows being in a lot of those techniques. Here's another one of those examples. We have our arms pinned, but they're high, so we still have the use of elbows down. So as anything happens, as soon as we are grabbed, we immediately step out and hammer fist that groin. Open up the center line, hammer fist the groin with the right hand in check. So this is your first move. Now the theory is as soon as you hit them in the groin, they're going to spread the arms and spread out a bit, which is what most guys' reactions are to that type of a strike. So as soon as we go from here, we're going to immediately go into circling elbows. So all we're doing is taking circling elbows and adding one more move to the start of it. So we're here, bear hug, elbows down free, hammer fist the groin, immediately go into circling elbows to finish up the technique. And that's all there is to rising elbow, except for one more thing. I forgot one more move, and that is my fault. So I apologize for that. So as they grab, we hammer fist grab, rise up. Okay? And this is when, okay, so we're going to hammer fist and elbow. This is where the rising elbow comes in. So as we do this hammer fist grab, and then elbow up and over. Okay? I forgot that grab there. Okay? Again, rising elbow, we step out, hammer fist, grab the groin, and go over. Again, 1, 2, and grab. Okay? So you're not going to be putting your hands in the chamber on this. As soon as you grab, this hand's just going to circle around, and you're going to lift them up and kind of scrape up the center line with the elbow as you come around into circling elbows. So again, bear hug, arms pinned, hammer fist, hand in check, grab, swing in and around like you do on circling elbows, up and over, and that's called rising elbow. Okay, that's your next lesson for purple belt. Keep practicing short 2. Practice all your techniques up to this point, and in your next lesson we'll learn your next 2 techniques. So until then, keep moving forward, and we can't wait to see you in your next lesson.